वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ श्री गुरुचरण सरोजरजा निजमन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुबर विमल यशा जो दायक फलचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देव मुहि हरहु कलेश विकार। सर्वमंगल मंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम श्मा शैलपुत्री माताय नमो नमः। ओम श्मा ब्रह्मचारिणी माताय नमः। ओम श्मा चंद्रघंटा माताय नमो नमः। ओम श्मा कुष्मंडा माताय नमो नमः। ओम श्मा स्कंद देवी माताय नमः। ओम श्मा कात्यायनी माताय नमो नमः। ओम श्मा कालरात्रि माताय नमो नमः। ओम श्मा गौरी माताय नमः। ओम श्मा सिद्धिदात्री माताय नमो नमः। कात्यायनी च विद्महे कन्याकुमारी च धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात्। शरणं गणेश शरणं गणेश शिवनंदन गणपति गणेश गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नंदन श्री गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नंदन श्री गणेश गौरी गणेश उमा महेश पार्वती नंदन श्री शरणं गणेश हे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया हे गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे 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 हे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे हे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे हे मोरिया रे बाबा मोरिया रे हे मोरिया रे बाबा दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे माँ करुणा सागर माँ करुणा सागर माँ काली कपालनी माँ काली कपालनी माँ करुणा सागर माँ करुणा सागर माँ काली कपालनी माँ काली कपालनी माँ जगदोरारणी माँ जगदोरारणी माँ हे जगदोरारणी माँ जगदोरारणी माँ ओ महादेवी जय जय माँ महादेवी जय जय माँ ओ महादेवी जय जय माँ महादेवी जय जय माँ ओ महादेवी जय जय माँ महादेवी जय जय माँ वो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ दुर्गे माँ दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय माँ ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति ओम दुर्गा शक्ति काली शक्ति महाशक्ति ओम दुर्गा शक्ति काली शक्ति महाशक्ति ओम आशक्ति महाशक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ओम महाशक्ति महाशक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ओम 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 दुर्गा शक्ति लक्ष्मी शक्ति सरस्वती शक्ति ओम दुर्गा शक्ति लक्ष्मी शक्ति सरस्वती शक्ति ओम आशक्ति महाशक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ओम महाशक्ति महाशक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ओम 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 दुर्गा शक्ति काली शक्ति महाशक्ति 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 ओम आज शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की जय। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुराग भरनो रघुवर विमल यशा जोधायक फलचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देवहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और गजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई। सहस बदन तुमरो यश गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। संकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुजीवहि कीना राम मिलाए राजपद दीना। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस जो जन पर भानु लीलो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मोदिका मेरी मुख माही जल गिरांग गए अचल समाई। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम मनोगह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवाले होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख रहे तुम्हारे शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हाथ के तापे। भूत काज निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ज्ञान जो लावे। प्रभ पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारु युग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवाले असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असुर दीन पवनतनयं संकटहरणं मंगलमूर्तिरु राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरहु पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्यावर रामचंद्र की।
प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। आज शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की जय। Putting the hands together, closing the physical eyes, we all pray. गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपेतजम्बोफलसारभक्षणं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपारपङ्कजम्। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वती रूपेण संस्कृतं नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरं गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नागेन्द्रहारं त्रिलोचनाय भस्मङ्गृगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ अञ्जनीगर्भासन्मुखो वायुपुत्रो महाबलः कुमारो ब्रह्मचारी च हनुमान मे प्रसीद मे। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वं तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गोदेवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गृहिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दे माधवम्। यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्। पनित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतम् धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे। Yam Brahma Varu Indra Rodra Marutaham Sturvanti Devya Hi Saveng Vedai Sangapada Krupanishadeng Gayanti Yam Samegam Dhyanavashtitadhagate Manasam Pashyanti Yam Yoginum Yashantam Navidusuraganam Devaya Tasmai Namah Om Devaya Tasmai Namah Devaya Tasmai Namah Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur Jai 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 Krishna
Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur Hare Jai 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 Krishna Hare
जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा के दूर किनारा हो जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा के दूर किनारा हो और कोई न केवन हारा हो और कोई न केवन हारा हो ये तो ही मेरा पार करो जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे
Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur Hare Jai 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 Krishna Hare
तू चाहे तू सब कुछ कर दे इसको भी अमृत कर दे तू चाहे तू सब कुछ कर दे
वृष को भी अमृत कर दे
पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे
Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur Hare Jai 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 Krishna Hare
जय 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 कृष्ण हरे
Jai Jai
जय कृष्ण गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरम् गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः ओम श्री गुरुदेवता की जय So devotees and friends, this third night of the Navraatri, I dedicate in the name of my Guru, Wherever his soul may be, let it rest in peace. And let him have that continue. I know he lived the kind of work that he did. And the few people who took his qualities, we continue to fight down to the last to transform the lives of people. This was Guruji. Guruji wanted you to know to do puja. So I was initiated into Hinduism by doing Vedic Havan from the Vedic Upasana, Sandhyan Havan, Bhagavad Gita, and some yoga. But my dear friends, Guruji never sit down in one place. His mission was to go throughout the country. And so that is what he was doing. And with all of us as young people behind him, there was no giving up. We continue to struggle in the transformation of people's life. Guruji have died 40 years plus now. He was cremated on the 10th of April 1978, which had made me very young boy. I was just 20 years old then. But Guruji left us with that light to struggle for Dharma. And there is a few of us, about 3 or 4 of us, from Guruji's fold that is doing just that. We are trying our best to transform the lives of people, and I do hope when we move along ahead that there will be people who will take and move along with this battle, not for name and fame that I am this and I am that, but to see people's life transform. And I was transformed like this, and so I am trying my best to carry forward and transform the lives of people. प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। जय जय देवी, जय जय मां, जय जगदम्ब भवानी मां। अम्बे भवानी माता, अम्बे भवानी, अम्बे भवानी माता, अम्बे भवानी। जो परम आत्मा की वाणी, बुद्धि विद्या तात ज्ञान की, अधिष्ठात्री है सभी विद्या हो की, इन विग्रह रूप है वे देवी सरस्वती है, वे मनुष्यों को बुद्धि कभी आत्वाम शक्ति मेधा प्राप्ति भा और श्रवण प्रदान करता है, वे भिना भन्ना सिद्धिंतो के वेदम निरूपण का समर्थयम, राखने वाले व्याख्यान और बोध रूप तीन तथा सारे संदेह हो काम, नाश करने वाले कही गति है। जय जय देवी,
जय जय माँ, जय जगदम्बा भवानी माँ।
अम्बे भवानी माता, अम्बे भवानी, अम्बे भवानी माता, अम्बे भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी, जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
आज शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की. So devotees and friends, we continue with our katha, and it tells to us here that we are now going to hear about that the third roop or the third form, which is the Devi Saraswati. That Devi Saraswati, the third Shakti, devotees and friends, the third Shakti is named Saraswati. She is all learning of this endless universe, and she resides as Medha, intelligence. Saraswati, my dear friends, is intelligence. Saraswati, devotees and friends, she is the learning of this endless universe. She resides in the heart of all the human beings. She is the power which composes all the wonderful lines. She is the mother of speech. This Saraswati, when all the great authors, Vyasji and all of them who put all these books together, it is because of the blessings of Saraswati Ma they were able to do it. All these children who can sing is because of the blessings of Saraswati Ma. Once we have that intelligence and we can recollect and we can have that memory, Saraswati Ma, devotees and friends, she holds the balance of our vocals and our instruments. She holds that balance. This is the Divine Mother. So here she is talking about the balance of the vocal and the musical instrument. Children of God, if your vocal is different to what the instrument is playing, who would listen to you? Who would listen to you? The whole presentation will be really much tarnished. So nobody wants to listen to that. So this is what it says, Saraswati Mata bring the balance between the vocal and the instrument. You're taught, my dear friends, Saraswati Mata bring the balance with your intake thoughts and your exhaust. You know, just like the motor car, you have an intake and you have a exhaust, you have a output. Every single thing, my dear friends, there is an intake and an output. Even the harmonium, when you're playing the harmonium, you have to take in the air there first and then the output will be the sound. So too is your mind. If a mind does not take in anything, if nothing goes into the mind, then you are stagnant. Nothing happens. You will not move. So my dear friends, what this line is telling us, that she brings the balance between the vocal and the instrument, is that she brings the balance with what we will receive and what we will distribute. What are you receiving? Every day and for the last month and a half, everybody only in taking into them the Indian anthem. Not so? So everybody now sending out Indian anthem. How many people singing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? How many taking in that? How many of you taking in, my dear friends? Jai Jagadambe Durge Ma. Devotees and friends, we take in those actions. We take in those thoughts that we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. I want you to recollect and I want you to reflect a little bit. What Saraswati balance she have to bring in you? What is it she balancing within you? And whatever you have in your mind, that is what she's going to balance. She's going to bring to the balance. So devotees and friends, check the amount of time in the day that you talk about other people. Check about the amount of time and minutes in a day you have old talk. Check how many time and minutes in the day you talk about your task that you have to do. And check how much time per day you think about performing the actions of God. You think about satsang. So my dear friends, this will tell to us what will be distributing for us. You see Saraswati Mata hold a veena, no? It's like a sitar. And as she hold the veena, one hand is hitting on the string, but the main hand is selecting the notation. How many of us take that lesson from Saraswati Mata? The lesson of the selection of our actions. And you can see quite clearly. You know, it makes me smile when Hindus say, oh, this is the first Navraatri. This is not as powerful as the second Navraatri. Well, let me tell you, my dear friends, if you miss this Navraatri, you're missing devotion to Devi Durga Ma. This Navraatri is just as powerful as the other 3 Navratris. Between June and July, or July going to August, no, June or July, that month there is another Navraatri there. How many of us know of that Navraatri? When you follow the Patra, then you will know that there is a Navraatri there. So you have the one in the month of Chait. You have that one down there in somewhere around Jaish and so on, when it changed from the spring to the summer. Then you have Ashwin. Ashwin is the second Navraatri we know, but that's the third. And that is when the summer is leaving and the winter is coming in. And then you have another one, my dear friends, just around January month, when you have the Makar Sankranti and so on, It's another change of period. So we really have 4 Navraatri. And you have 9 days Navraatri. And the Devi Puran again tells to us that following the 9, when Navratri finished now, probably on the 30th or the 31st, all those who does, have the different diet and the Sunday best, you rush in for it. But my dear friends, this Navratri continue for another 9 days. So all in each period, the Navratri is 18 days. 15 days on the change, where there is the corner of the season. And 3 days enter into the new season to welcome the new season. This is the 18 days. But my dear friends, then each month there is 2 days dedicated to Devi Durga. Ashtami Tithi, the 8th day after the new moon and the 8th day after the full moon. But we all love Devi Durga Ma, but how many of us are ready to dedicate our life to it? All we are looking forward for, my dear friends, all we are looking forward for is to have the material acquisition. If we could get the world, we want the world. We just like Ravan. Sometimes I just wonder, are we better than Ravan? Ravi? What do you think? Nirav? Are we better than Ravan? You get $2 more than everybody else in your pocket, and you become king. Hey, what happened? You hear about me? I am so and so. I am Pandit Vishnu. You hear about me? Everybody coming by me. My dear friends, all those are Ravan-like qualities. Are we any better than Ravan? We have to make ourselves better than Ravan. But from the moment we come to the I and the mine and the you and the yours, we are in Ravan category. So this is the Veena. And we have to select what we play. Because here you are always strumming. The hand down below is always strumming on the strings. But if you don't select the notation here, then you will not get a tune. How are you living your life? If you are not selecting your actions, if you are not selecting and prioritizing where you have to go, my dear friends, you're just strumming here, but you're not selecting. How many people would meet me? Pandit Vishnu, I really want to come to your Navraatri program. What's my answer? When karma allows you to be here, you will be here. I don't want no excuse. And that is what makes me believe how many of us really want to pray to God. The smallest of things we make an excuse why we cannot be to the satsang. We are not selecting on the Veena properly. We are not allowing this Devi Saraswati to bring the balance into our lives. And don't tell me that you are tired and that's why you can't come to the satsang. That's a poor excuse. The Divine Mother gives us the energy to do everything else, but we can't have the energy to come and pro-worship her. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. So that Divine Mother Saraswati, she is intelligence, you know. She is memory, and she is the great wit. She is splendor and inventive genius. Devotees and friends. You know, there's one point here. I hope that nobody vexes with me. Saraswati Mata is memory. What do we hold in our memory? Bechan? What we hold in our memory, boy? Andrew? What we hold in our memory? We hold in our memory all the negative things. Dinesh go have any mind? Radha tell me this, and I'm keeping that in my mind, but Radha forgive you. But you're keeping it in your mind, my dear friends. That is what you want as memory? How many of us keep it in our memory that if we chant Jai Ram Shri Ram, all the difficulties in our lives will be removed? But we store it up and we keep in the memory of who hurt us so that we can get back at them. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. So the mother is the mother of memory. So don't believe that you're not getting Saraswati blessing. Every one of us getting Saraswati blessing. Every day, every second of our lives. But we are misusing it. Saraswati Ma is the mother of speech. Pandit Vishnu, stop talking. All you go home now. Saraswati Mata is the goddess of speech. How are you using that blessing which the mother gives to you? I go use it and I go say, Dinesh, your bald head are looking good as Munesh one. Although all the matching Dinesh and Munesh. All your head not matching. That is what I'm going to use this speech for. Am I going to use this speech to compare myself with somebody else? No. Use the speech, my dear friends, to glorify other people, not to say things that will cause people to feel degraded and drop their status in life. Mother Saraswati have blessed us with speech. She's the mother. Every second, tell me. And you know, if we get a chance while we sleeping and all too, we using Saraswati blessing to talk in we sleep. Because we have so much to talk. When you meet a friend, you meet a long time. Oh God, we have a lot to make up for. But what is the lot you have to make up for? You have to talk about everything else and everybody else around you. Then you're going to know who husband give them a black eye and which wife take the bill and beat which husband. That is what you're going to do. That is what you're using the speech for. Mother Saraswati, my dear friends, making this great sacrifice to give us this blessing of speech. And what are we doing with it? Principal Ishinam Chandra Bhagavan Ki. I'm just showing you the Divine Mother Saraswati, all that she given to us. And every day we get in, she blessing. Every day is a miracle in our lives. And we're throwing it away. And we're still looking. Mother, give me a blessing. Devotees and friends. So it tells to us that Divine Mother Saraswati gives all being. She bless all beings to earn their livelihood. Once you take recourse into her, she will grant you that. She is peaceful. She is peaceful. And she holds that veena and the book in her hands. Her nature is purely sattvic. And not just ordinary sattvic, Suddha sattvic. It means she have lifted herself just like Hanuman. They are in a different plane, my dear friends. It tells to us here that her color is white. Her color is white. Devotees and friends, this is the Divine Mother who grants us the siddhi of knowledge. What knowledge? Everybody only fighting this mother around this time for the child to pass for first choice school in the C exam. Everybody fighting the Divine Mother for that. And that's great, that is good. Because I love to do those pujas. But my dear friends, what about the other blessings of... She grants us that, She grants us knowledge, she grants us vidya. But what is the real vidya she wants us to have? She wants us to be that knowledge of pure crystal like herself. Yes, we all know Saraswati Mata to be white. But Puran tells to us the true color of that Saraswati Ma is pure crystal. Pure crystal. How many of us get our thoughts into that crystal-like color? So many of us now, if we close our eyes, we will see between the furrowed different colors. Very few will get a crystal-like color. Everybody will get a shaded color. You know why? Because our minds are shaded by the color of the universe. Black is Tamogun. That is why they just tell you, don't use black for prayers. Do not sit down with a dark color clothes to do prayers. Because the color represents Tamogun. I remember, as I tell you, I'm a young boy still, but I ain't today people. I hear a long time back. And I will remember when you're doing puja, is a white dhoti. I come with a red one today. That's why probably I'm behaving so. It's a white dhoti, and the men and them used to have a white merino vest, and the puja used to take place under the tree where there's plant the jandi. The pundit used to be purely in a white kurta, highly embroidery, but the embroidery is white. Yeah. The ladies always in a white clothes. But if I tell you all come to satsang every week with a white clothes, you know what you're going to tell me? Although you might have 5 different white clothes, you'll say, Baba, everybody going to say it's only white clothes, one white dress I have. We consider, my dear friends, what other people is going to say. So we dress for other people instead of dressing to lift ourselves to God. Prem Sabara Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki. This Divine Mother Saraswati, she is such a wonderful person. She gives us, the 6 limbs of the Vedas. I couldn't remember it in my head, so I write it down. So there are 6 limbs of the Vedas. The first one is known as Siksha. And that is, we must be able to try our best to pronounce the Vedic mantras. We must be able to try our best to pronounce properly what we are saying. Mother have given us speech, and we must try to use this speech properly. The second limb of the Vedas, this is Saraswati are talking about, It says that she is the 6th limb of the Vedas. Kalpa, rituals, rules related to perform the Vedic rituals. So my dear friends, you can't just want to say out of your head you're going to pull out what to do and it's going to be correct. This is why we were given our scriptures, to follow our scriptures. Vijakaranam, grammar. We need to understand, we have to talk properly. That is Saraswati Ma. She grants us the blessings so that we will be able to structure our sentences properly. And I ain't talking just about writing a composition. I'm talking about when you're praying to God. You must structure your sentence properly to bring that peace. We must be able to have that Vedic dictionary. What is the Vedic dictionary? This is the reason why you have to have a guru. There are certain terms that you will believe that you feel you know, and none of us knows. So Saraswati Mata grants us teachers. And so, my dear friends, she also grants us, she grants us poetic lines. But what we use the poetic lines to do? Munish? You know how poetic we are. But the poetry that we compose is more old talk than anything else. Prem Sabara Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki. And so Saraswati Ma is Jyotish. She is the astrology. She gives us the astrology. So when you hear people say, every day is a good day, yes, I agree with that. But if you check astrologically, our patras, as we call it commonly, his astrological check-in, you would see that there are basic days, there are days to do different things, and you will have better results. Prem Sabol Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan Ki. Devotees and friends, the first limb, or that is in the autumn, the earth. So it means you need to pay obeisances to the earth. It's not just about pronouncing the Vedic mantras. It's about looking at the seasons. What happened in autumn? So when we talk about pronunciation of the Vedic mantra, we are talking about the autumn season. You all know what happens autumn? Well, we were in New York for this last autumn gone there. And you would see that all the trees on the waysides get red and all the leaves, sometimes you only just see the branches on the tree because everything drop itself out. What that is telling to you, the mantras, the Vedic mantras must be able to help us to drop out the old habits, just as the tree will drop out the old leaves. And so, you will have that buddhi, you will have that memory. The rituals, what it is for, the Vedic rituals, it is to help decorate our minds. So the second one represents the spring. And what happens in the spring? After the winter killed nearly all the trees, it damage everything, all plantation. In spring, you see it starts sprouting up back. So when you feel everything is lost, my dear friends, you must start springing back up with your mind. And that is the moon, which is very soothing. Then, my dear friends, you have what we call the grammar. And the grammar is the rain, water, Venus. Bring yourself very subtle, loving. Venus is one of the most subtlest planets that it have. The rain, my dear friends, is the most, whereas rain can give you flood and destroy, but without the rain, nothing will get fertilized. Nothing will get ready to grow. Nothing will survive. The fourth, my dear friends, which is the Vedic dictionary, is like the winter. The winter, it is Jupiter. Very compatible. So you look at the meaning and so the fourth one, or the Vedic dictionary, is to understand the zero, to understand the emptiness. As I tell everybody, and I ask again, Rashri, which is the most powerful number from 0 to 10? 0 to 9. Which is the most powerful number from 0 to 9? Dinesh. Which is the strongest number from 0 to 9? Sanjana, make a guess, child. Grandy girls, which one you think it is? Stephanie? 0. 0 is empty, 0 is void, but yet still it is the most powerful number from 0 to 9. Why rather? If you don't have a 0, you could never go to 10. If you don't have a 0, you cannot go beyond 9. And that is how powerful, my dear friends, that empty space is. That is how important the dictionary of the Vedas is important. the dictionary of the Vedas is not just a book, a dictionary to give you word and meaning, but it is to help you understand that empty space. The goal of meditation, my dear friends, is when you can make that empty space within you wider and wider and wider. And when your mind becomes empty, you have mastered meditation. You would see no other color. You would not see masculine. You would not see feminine. You would not see good. You would not see bad. You would not see high, low. That is the aim and the object. That is what, you see how much Saraswati teaching us here? And that's why I make sure I write it down so I could explain it to all you, My dear friends, the poetic lines is the coldness of the world. But it is the air. It is the air, my dear friends. And I want you, when we was up Guarakara in the Mandir, we spent a few nights in the early times there. And when you hear that wind start to blow and hit on the trees and the bamboo and everything else, you just feel you could leave and run. Munesh, and you stay overnight in the forest? What you think does be making all that noise? You think it's the trees? No, it's the breeze blowing. I remember, my dear friends, none of you might have been in our part when Alma came. I think that was 1974. And it was coming that strong. And all the leaves from the tree were just a little bit. It was a sound that we were hearing. So it says here, my dear friends, that fifth or the poetic stanza is the air. I remember, much younger, this guy from India was here. His name was Padmaji. He was working by Dr. Kolimo. He was fixing the bone and all of that. But a group of about 6 of us, satsangis, a few boys from St. John's and a few from here, were very close with him because they had ongoing programs and which we used to be. So we were very close to him. And I remember we took him up one day and we went to Manzalina, between Mayaro and Manzalina itself, in that stretch there. And the water was rough, but Padmaji was going into the ocean. And he said, Vishnu, come. I said, no. He said, listen. He said, listen what the waves say. Listen to the sound of the wave. And my dear friends, he took his tone of voice, and just as the wave was going, he started singing just like that. And the sound that was coming out was Om, Om, Om. See, that's God. The air, my dear friends, give you the sound of God. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. And so it tells to us that the astrology, the 6th section, is the summer. It is Agni. It is fire. It is ruled by Mangal or Mars. Why the astrology becomes fire? The astrology gives you information of the things which you have to do and which you should not do. It tells you where you stand. The astrology is your guide to life. And if we understand the guide to our life, how much things we need to burn out and we don't. How much you burn out for the year you're fasting? It was just waiting for the year to finish. My dear friends, if we fast and we keep our breath and we don't burn out, we don't allow the agony within us, the fire of devotion, to burn out our bad qualities, we have not fasted. You just suffer yourself. This is the Saraswati that we talks about. This Saraswati, my dear friends, is also Gayatri and Savitri. Tomorrow we'll talk about Savitri. She is the same Gayatri. Gayatri in the morning session, Savitri in the evening session. Gayatri until the midday Sandhya finish, Savitri after the midday Sandhya. And there is a katha which goes with it. It says that, you all know how Narad wicked, no? Narad is a very wicked. When say wicked, good wicked, he creates situations. And his father told him, he told Brahma, he said, go and tell your mother that the auspicious time to do this special Sandhya Puja is finishing. And tell her I need her down here now. Because Brahma never used to do his puja without his wife on his side. Now, your wife and husband sit down to doing puja in the house. The husband goes sit down Friday and the wife goes sit down Friday and the husband goes sit down Saturday. Not together. Brahma never sit down without his wife to do his puja. And so, my dear friends, Narad went up the hill. And if that was the hill that we saw, big hill, the Savitri temple on top of that hill, my dear friends, he told her, he said, Father is ready to do Father wants to do Sandhya and he needs your company. He never tell her when and why and what. So Brahma was waiting down here now to perform his Sandhya, and time was going. And as the time was going, my dear friends, it says there Brahma created the Gayatri because he needed somebody to sit down with him to do the Vrat. And he created Gayatri and put her to sit there. And he performed his puja. And so, my dear friends, before the puja finished, before the Havan finished, before the Sandhya finished, Madam Savitri reached down the hill. And there she saw Brahma sitting next to Gayatri. And she didn't want to know who was Gayatri. She became angry one time and she told him, she says, see, you will not have another temple and you will never be worshipped in another temple again. And Savitri, you will never be seen again in the evening period. Gayatri. So this is the reason why they tell to you when you're doing Gayatri Puja and Gayatri Havan, do it as soon as the stars are still in the skies in the morning. For when 1 o'clock reach, that Sandhya reach, Gayatri blessing close and Savitri blessing start. But it's the same Saraswati. So you're not losing out. It's just the name and the concept of the name. I'll try sometime within the Navraatri, this Navraatri, to explain further between the Saraswati and the Gayatri. And that's the reason why, my dear friends, I think there might be just only one really Brahma temple existing from the original time. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagwan ki. coconut. I'm sorry I couldn't read no chow pie this evening, but I think my clock is saying 9:10. And so I will not keep you much longer. Let us all please stand. Jai, you doing the arti, bhai? Go ahead, man. All right, everybody hold your coconut now and pray. Whatever little wish, desire you have. Stephanie, you get your coconut. Let us all pray. Where yours? Get your coconut quick. Oh. Let us all pray, please. Om Sri Krishna Krishna Sagyai Pavitya Mamasya Vidyar Pradve Sri Divala Kalipati Saptami Vaivas Manwantar Kalipatam Charane Jambu Dvipe West Indies Kande Arivat Arike Desh Antargati Trinidad Desh Hari Om Namo Narayanaya Namo Namaha 56 Mapi Piro Chetari Grame Bhautavatari Tadpare Om Sri Adi Shakti Devi Durga Mata Pujan Sankalap Karmang Vikshem Om Sri Durga Durgati Rakshani Mata Namo Namaha Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Chama Shive Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namaste Adi Shakti Devi Durga Mata Ki Jai. Crackle a coconut. Jayo.
Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Aim Rim Krim Chamundaya Vichay Namah Om Aim Rim Krim Chamundaya Vichay Nama Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantara Kritani Cha Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantara Kritani Cha Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshana Prade Prade Yara Lavajarupe Yara Lavajarupe Yara Lavajarupe Parmeshwari Mantra Bhuneshwari Tantra Parmeshwari Yara Lavajarupe
Yara Lavaswarupe
Jaya Jaya Vani Saraswate
Jaya Jaya Vani Saraswati
जय जय वाणी सरस्वती
जय गिरिवाणी सरस्वते
जय गिरिवाणी सरस्वती
जय गिरिवाणी सरस्वते सरस्वते ऐं ह्रीं क्रीं सरस्वते नमः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्रीं सरस्वते नमः ॐ यारलवचरूपे
यारा Dum dum Durga.
Durgati Vasani, Durgati Vidyani, Durgati Durgamba. Dum dum Durga.
Dum dum Durga, 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 dum dum
Mata ki jai. Putting the hands together, closing the physical eyes, we all pray. Om Asato ma Satgamaya, Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma, Amritam Gamaya. Om Tvameva Mata, Chapita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhu Chasika Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Devam. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोले श्री आदि शक्ति देवी दुर्गा माता की, सनातन धर्म की, ओम श्री गुरुदेवता की जय जय सीताराम. All please have your seat. Arati prasad and refreshment will come to you all. Nutmegs.